Good morning. Today we're going to learn how to make fractions have common denominators so we can add them together. So why are broken clocks so quiet? This is the worksheet that's going to help us. It's kind of like notes on a worksheet. We're just going to do some practice problems because this should be review from elementary school. So 3 and 4, we need to get those to become the same number. Now they told us 12. How did they get 12? That's a great question. If you know your math facts, you need to think of a number that 3 and 4 can multiply into. So a nice way to do this is looking at a multiplication table here by my face, right there. Okay. So we look at 3 and 4. So if you go in the 3 and 4 columns, we look 3 is in this column, 4 is in that column. Okay, no, we don't have any repeats. You want to find a number that's in both the 3 and 4 column. 6 and 8 and 9 and 12 and 12. Oh, look right here. Do you see them? The 12s are in both columns. That means 12 is a common multiple. Now, if you look further down, 24 is also the same, and so is 36. They're not going to line up. That's fine. But 36 is a big number, and so is 24. So we try to pick the smallest number that they have in common. So we look for our least common multiple. So that's one way to do it, to find our 12. Some of you know your math facts, and you know that 12 can both divide by 3 and 4. Awesome. So our goal today is how do we get from 3 to 12? What do we multiply by? 3 times what gives us 12? Think about it. 3 times 4. All right, so 3 times 4 gives us 12. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So to find this missing part, we're going to multiply that by 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Ta-da! We just unsimplified our fraction. Normally we simplify and we go from 8/12 and we divide by the 4 to get down to 2/3. But for now we're unsimplifying. Same thing here, but we can't multiply by 4 this time because 4 times 4 is not 12. It would be 16. So we have to think, okay, 4 times what gives us 12? Oh, this one's different. This one's times 3. Notice there's a 3 here. Notice a 4 here. There is a pattern that can be helpful. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 1 and we're going to multiply that also by 3. Why? Because whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So 1 times 3 gives us 3. We have our new fractions, and from here, adding and subtracting is easy. We have 12ths, our common denominator, so our denominator stays at 12. Then we just do 8 plus 3. 8 plus 3, which would give us 11/12. Woohoo! All right, let's see how we do the puzzle here with our 11/12. So we look down here. We find our 11/12 and we cross it out. As you can see, cross out the box containing each correct answer. So whatever's left over will be our answers. So we're just going to scribble it out. 11/12. There it is. So we don't want this box right here. Scribble it out. Beautiful. This will be a fun scribble paper. And then we keep going. So let's do the next few together here. So this one, 15, right? We could look at our multiplication table again. Oops, I still have those pieces on there from last time. All right, so 5 and 3. Let's say we didn't know it was 15, okay? So we're looking at the 5 column and the 3 column. So if we're looking at our 3 column, we're looking here. And if we're looking at the 5 column, we're looking here. So you don't have to draw those lines. That's kind of where your eyeballs should be looking. So if I look under 3 and 5, we got to find things that they have in common. Well, this has a 3, that one has a 5. This one has a 6, that one has a 10. That one has a 9, that one has a 15. That one has a 12, that one has a 20. That one, 15. We heard 15 before. There it is. This one has a 15. This one has a 15. If you notice later, there is a 30 that they have in common, but we don't want to work with big numbers. All right, let's just work with our small numbers of 15. So 3 and 5 can both go to 15. Hence why we have 15 as our new denominator. So we're going to multiply to get up to that 15. So 5 times what gives us 15? 5. Well, times 3 gives us 15. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So 2 times 3 gives us 6. Lovely. Same thing down here. 3 times what gives us 15? 3 times what? 3 times, 5. 3 times 5 gives us 15. So we're just going to multiply 1 by that number. 1 times 5 gives us 5. All right, notice the pattern. This number here we used was this denominator. That works. This number here we used was this denominator. That works. No little squeaky. All right, so 15s are common denominators. So our denominator will stay 15. We're just going to add our numerators together. We're going to add 6 and 5 together, which makes 11. Now, it seems like that was the last one, but the last fraction was 11/12. This one we have 11/15. So let's find our 11/15. Look, and scribble it out. Wonderful. All right, let's do 2 more, shall we? Let's do these 2. Here we go. So this one's the only one different where we can't use that pattern. Well, we could still. Remember how we multiplied by 3, which is this denominator? We multiplied by 5, which is this denominator. It's going to be a little different. Why? Well, if we look at our multiplication table here, and we're looking at our 2 column right here, and then our 8 column right here, what's neat is that 8 is the first common multiple that they both have. 2 can go into 8. So we can use 8. What's nice about that is that denominator fraction stays, and I'll show you it's going to be a 3/8. Are you ready? For number 3, we also need to get common denominators. But what's nice about this one is that 8 is the least common denominator. So we can use 8 for 2 and 8. We have to see what we multiplied 2 by to get to 8. 2 times 4 gives us 8. And whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So we multiply 1 by 4, which gives us 4. Then we do the same to our denominator, but we're using a different number. And what's nice is you'll see that we're going to end up with a 3/8. Because 8 times 1 gives us 8. And whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So 3 times 1 will also give us 3. So our fraction stays 3/8, which is nice. From here, when we add them together, our denominator of 8 stays an 8. So we worked so hard to get it the same, so keep it the same. And then we add our numerators. 4 plus 3 gives us 7. So we will end up with 7/8. So if we scroll down, we can find 7/8 somewhere in here. Oh, there we go. It's over there. And we can scribble it out. All right. So getting that 6, 3 and 2 can both multiply by something to get 6. So 3 times 2 gives us 6. Oh, that's that denominator trick here. So 2 times 2 gives us 4 as our new numerator. Okay. And then here 2 times 3 gives us 6. Now don't add, don't subtract. We're multiplying or dividing here to keep it consistent. So 2 times 3 is 6. And whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So 1 times 3 is 3. All right, our denominators are both 6s, so we still have 6. And we need to add our numerators. 4 plus 3 is a nice, beautiful 7. But again, 7/6 will not be down there in our answer. Why? It's not simplified. Well, let me rephrase. It's not regrouped. That's an improper fraction, so we may need to make it into a mixed number here. How many 6s can fit into 7? Well, 1 6 can fit into 7. Okay. Well, if we take out 6 from 7, so if we're subtracting 6 from 7, we are left with 1. So 1 1/6. Ooh, 1 tells us that we're definitely done there. So 1 1/6 should be down here. 1 1/6. There it is, 1 1/6. All right, so we did the first ones together. You got the rest. You got this today.